and welcome to Ida and Her Books. I'm Ida and these are my books. Today I will be doing a book haul, and these are all the books that I bought since I think beginning of May when I made the previous haul. Maybe middle of May. Yeah. I have acquired more books than I should. So let's just start from the beginning. First book I got for free through work. We went to a workshop about the method Get It Done by David Allen, and so we got the book Sofi Hjort, which is Get It Done in Swedish, about how to maximize effectivity in life and work. And I'm very excited to read this. I still haven't gotten to it, but I really do want to read it because I thought we learned a lot of great stuff at this workshop. And so that is the first book. Next, I didn't buy books for a few weeks, but then I went to Nordisk and I bought a few books there. So first book is Asgård, sagor ur den nordiska mytologin by Sofi Hjort and Karl Johnsson. And this one is signed and sketched by Karl Johnsson. He is the same guy who illustrated Vey, which is one of my favorite series, and so I was very excited to pick this up as well. So yeah, this is stories from the Norse mythology. It's for middle grade audiences, and I have read this one. I enjoyed it. It's not the most amazing thing I've read, but it was very interesting to read about Norse mythology, which is very interesting. Next book, also by Sofi Hjort and Karl Johnsson, Olympen, sagor ur den grekiska mytologin, stories from the Greek mythology. And this one is also signed and sketched. You have here, and then this guy is saying to Olympus, and then you have a cyclops there. And yeah, I have not read this one yet, but I assume it's in the same vein as the other one, and I'm excited to get to it. Next three books I got is a trilogy, a Swedish fantasy trilogy. First one is Mantor. It's the first book in a series by Karolina, Bjällerstedt, Mickos. They describe this series as it's not about the kings and queens and the heroes, it's about the regular people of a high fantasy world. So this first book is about a nobleman who flees from his life as noble to join a theater company. He doesn't want to fight in the war, so he runs away and he joins his theater company instead. And the next two books, I don't know what they're about. They are called Larona and Dorei. Next, I bought some books for myself for my birthday. First one is Odinsbarn. I found this one secondhand at the secondhand website in Sweden. And so this is the first book in the Korpringarna series. I have the second one also in hardback, and so I wanted to buy the first and third one as well in the same edition, and so I found this one secondhand and I bought it. This is by Siri Pettersen. It is a high fantasy series based on Norse mythology. Next book I also bought for myself, and that is Frostskymning by Björkelid. It's the fourth book in Berättelser om blodet, the story about the blood. Legends of the blood, I don't know. Berättelser om blodet. And so I have read this series, I listened to it, and I had the first three, but this one I can only find in mass market paperback edition in store, and so I bought this one also from the secondhand website. This series is about two 12-year-old kids who, when their father died, discover that they are part of this magic race called the Blood, and them trying to navigate this world, not really fitting in. And it is really, really good, and now I have the entire series. Next few books are birthday presents from my partner. First one is Illuminae by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. This is a sci-fi book told in like documents and files and such, and I've not read it yet, but it sounds really, really, really interesting and I want to get to it. Next book I got is Truthwitch by Susan Leonard. I have been dying to read this series for so long, and since getting this I've also been reading the Twitter thread, the Luminaries Twitter series that Susan Leonard is writing, and it's getting me even more excited to pick up this series, and so I really, really want to read this one. It's about witches, and I don't really know that much more about it. Last book I got from my partner is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro, and this is a Sherlock Holmes retelling sort of about Sherlock's great-great-great-granddaughter and Watson's great-great-great-grandchild. And yeah, I love Sherlock Holmes, so I'm really excited to pick this one up as well. Next, I bought some more books for myself because I can't help it, and I picked up the 3-in-1 editions of Skip It. So I have the first 2, so I have 1 to 3 and 4 to 6 of Skip It by Yoshiko Nakamura. I love this series so much, and I'm so happy to have finally started buying it, and I'm very excited to read it again. This is the story about a girl who moves to Tokyo with a guy she's in love with because he wants to be a pop star, and after being there with him for a while, she finds out that he doesn't really like her, and she's heartbroken and decides to get revenge on him by becoming an even bigger star than he is. And it is amazing and weird and really stupid and adorable, and I love it. Next, I bought Love, Simon, or Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This is one of my favorite books, and I wanted a physical copy of it, so I picked this one up. This is a story about Simon, who is a closeted gay kid who starts emailing with another closeted gay kid who is someone at his school, but he doesn't know who he is, and it is adorable. The next book I bought is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. This is the movie cover, the same one as the previous one, but that is the edition they had in store. I just really wanted to own these books, so I bought them anyway. I have read The Book Thief previously. I loved it, I cried, and I really want to read it again. I want it on my shelves, and so I picked this one up. The Book Thief is a story told through Death's perspective about a girl, a German girl during the World War II. It is really, really good. Next book I got was City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is a sci-fi story, murder mystery in a city full of paradoxes, and it sounds really cool, sounds really weird, never heard of it before, but I think it sounds interesting. Next are a few more books I bought for my birthday. They just arrived a little later. The first one is Renegades by Marissa Meyer in this giant hardcover, because I love hardcovers. This is a superhero story about a world where everything's sort of gone downhill, and then the anarchists took over, and now there are renegades who control the city, who try to make order and make society again. And it's about this supervillain Nova and a superhero. Is his name Adrian? Yeah, Adrian. And it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. I also bought the second book, Arch Enemies, which I haven't read yet. This is the only book I bought for myself for my birthday that I haven't read. The rest was just filling up my shelves with books that I want, that I've read, that I want to read again, and so I want them on my shelves. Stories that I love. But then I also bought the second book because I really want to continue the series. So, last book I bought for myself is The Forgetting by Sharon Cameron. One of my absolute favorite books last year. I love it. I want to read it again. It is beautiful, like purple and gold, and I love it. This is a story about a world where every 12 years everyone forgets everything, and so they keep a sort of journal where they write down literally everything. And the main character didn't forget last time when she was maybe 5, 6, 7. She didn't forget, she remembers. She's now trying to figure out what the forgetting is and why it's happening. And it's really, really good. Next are books I got from my sister for my birthday. First one is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This is a fantasy story. It's, if I remember correctly, it's based on a story from Fangirl. And so in Fangirl the main character writes fan fiction, and this is based on the story that she writes fan fiction on. But it's not fan fiction, it's not, I'm not sure, but it's like based on those characters. And it's supposed to be really good. My sister's been trying to get me to read it for ages. Next I also got from my sister, and that is Evil Man by Tom and Giovanna Fletcher. I listened to this book on audiobook like the week before I got it, and I loved it, so I'm very happy to have it. This is a science fiction about a world where they stopped where everyone stopped birthing girls. So everyone who was born was boys. If a girl was born, she died within just a few weeks. And so it's about this one girl who after 50 years was finally born, and she's treated like royalty, like a goddess, to try and keep her alive so she could like bring hope to humanity and all of that. And about a boy, and it's really good, and I really like it. Next, I also picked up in store, and that is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson in this giant paperback. And this is the first Sanderson I ever bought, and I'm really excited. It is a science fiction about a girl who wants to become a pilot, I think, but she's not allowed to because her father did some bad stuff. But it sounds really good. Everyone's been praising it highly, and so I'm very excited to have it. Next, I bought a few graphic novels. First one is I Kill Giants by Joe Kelly and Ken Nimura. Now a motion picture. If I remember correctly, this is based on a book, and it's also been made a movie, and it's about a young girl who is convinced there's a giant coming and that she's destined to fight this giant. Next graphic novel I got is Pearl by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos, and this is about a tattooist in somewhere, yeah, in America, I think. A Japanese tattooist, Japanese-American woman who is a tattooist. She works for Yakuza, and she ends up getting involved in more serious business than she first set out to do. And it sounds really good. There's a second volume out, and I think it's ongoing, so I'm very excited to get this one. Next, I got a few books from a friend who was moving, and she didn't have room for other books, and so I got some of them for myself instead. She was giving them away on Facebook for free. And so for starters, I got this. It's the first 7 and then some various volumes of One Piece. Never read the series before. I read like one ages ago, I don't remember anything, but it's supposed to be really good. It's very popular, and I really want to read it. I know nothing about it, but I thought since I could get them for free, and the first 7 are part of it, I could pick it up, try and read it, and then continue collecting if I like it. Next book I got from her was George by Alex Gino. I listened to this one on audiobook not too long ago, and I really loved it. I think it was really cute and really good, and just a really important story. And she had it, and I thought I'd take it off her hands because she didn't have room for it anymore. I'm very excited because I really liked the audiobook, and now I can read it again. Next 3 books I was also very excited that she had, because this is a series I read when I was maybe 14, 12, 13, 14. I really loved it then, and then I've been thinking about it a lot, thinking I want to read it again, but they don't sell it in stores anymore. It's not getting printed anymore, and so getting my hands on them have been really difficult. I even ended up buying the ebooks because I really wanted to read them. And that is Vrän by Lotta Olivecrona. This is a sci-fi story based on, it takes place on Earth, but it's like a future Earth where we've had this high technology and everything, and then also war, and Earth is now basically being ignored by the rest of the world because we lost. And so we lost our technology, we have basically degraded back to Middle Ages, and it's about this girl who finds an alien in the forest, a Vrän, and this is some kind of wolf type animal used in battle and for wars and for assassinations, and she bonds with this animal, with this alien, and they go out on adventures together. And it's really good, and I really like it, and now I have the entire series, and I'm so happy because I love these books, and I want to read them every day, but I'm not going to, but I love them. Next books I got from my friend is The Assassin's Wish and The Assassin's Curse and The Pirate's Wish by Cassandra Rose Clark. I have wanted to read this series for a while, and I thought since you had them I could pick them up. I know very little about them. I know that I know it's about a girl who runs away when she's about to be married off to some guy, and she meets an assassin, and they end up getting cursed. The assassin's cursed. It sounds very interesting, and I got the first 2 books, so that's very exciting. Next, I got a book that I might not even have gotten rid of properly yet, because I have piles and piles of books like at the bottom of my shelves. That is an unhaul. But that is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. So I liked this first book. I read it in Swedish. I just didn't like it in Swedish. And so I was thinking if I'm gonna continue reading the series, I could borrow them from my sister who has the entire series. But then my friend had this one, like the English version with the beautiful covers, and I thought I could just pick it up, and because it's a series I want to read, and I might want to read it again actually, so I thought I could take this off her hands and yeah, maybe get into the series again. This is also a science fiction, which is a lot of my haul this time, I noticed. A Cinderella retelling based in a science fiction world, and it's very good. The last 5 books in this haul are books I bought when I was on vacation just last week. The first 2 I bought at the Shakespeare & Company bookstore, and the first one is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and this is a fantasy taking place in a fantasy world, and it's about a girl who opens this mysterious chest and releases a god, I think. And it sounds really good, and I'm very excited to read it. Next book, also from the Shakespeare & Company bookstore, is Black Leopard and Red Wolf by Marlon James. It's about a hunter who gets a job to track down this child, and some other people are also interested in this child, and he wants to find out why everyone seems so invested in this boy. Part of the reason why I bought both this and the previous book is because it's fantasy based, not in Western culture, and so that makes me very intrigued. So last 3 books I bought in Copenhagen, where I was like a few days ago, and the first one is Bakuman Volume 3 by Tsugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. I have the first 2, I've read the first 8, and so I really want to continue collecting this series. This is about 2 guys who want to become manga authors, one who is an illustrator and one who is an author, and it's really, really good. Next one, which I didn't know had been released yet, is the 5th Full Metal Alchemist volume in this beautiful hardcover edition with this like lime green text. Is that upside down? Yeah, there. It is gorgeous, and I'm very excited to find it, so I had to pick it up right away. And the last one is one I've been trying to pick up for a while, but they never have the first one in store in Sweden, in Umeå. And that is Vinland Saga by Makoto Yukimura. They always have like book 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 at the manga store in town. So now I finally have the first one, so I can start reading it. This is a Viking story about a boy who is essentially kidnapped in a raid when he was young, and now he's trying to take revenge, and it sounds really good. I'm very excited to read this. And that was all the, I don't even know how many books on my list that I've bought since my last haul. It is way too many. I will stop buying all the books, but no, I won't. We all know that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I'm very excited to read all of them. I did buy a lot of books that I already have read because I wanted them on my shelves, because I want to read them again. I'm very excited about that as well. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, maybe subscribe to my channel. I upload on Saturdays and sometimes Thursdays. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.